Hello and welcome back to the fruit of Grisaia, Amane's root. In the last episode, Yuji and Amane got a little closer, and while Yuji were trying to figure out if Amane's feelings were actually genuine, or if there was another meaning behind her sudden affection towards him. Although, following the main story, that affection had been there pretty much from day one. Perhaps there's something else that's that's behind Amane's intentions. Who knows? Anyway, let's continue. In my workplace, when someone asks, "What are your hobbies?" the young people will inevitably answer shogi or go, and the ones getting on in the years will just as particularly respond golf or gardening. All of these have something in common. They are exceptionally safe, conventional interest, logically enough, because the companies is never pleased to hear about a hobby that might strongly influence your way of thinking. It might sound like a joke, but if you respond, "I'm a film buff," they immediately ask, "What kind of films?" Mention some extreme action movie or gruesome war epic and you'll get a nasty frown at the very least. Answer reading and you'll get the same treatment. In fact, the limited selection of books sold in the company store have all been strictly censored. So if you want to read freely, your only real option is to use an off day to sneak out to some bookstore in the city, then read your purchase in one go at some coffee shop or restaurant. Nobody cares how many nudie magazines or explicit pin-ups you leave lying around yourself, but a single mystery novel is off limits. It's a load of crap, honestly. You wouldn't guess it to look at me, but I'm a genuine bookworm. I liked books even as a child, and ever since living with my master, I've been reading a little before bed every night at the very least. Back when I was in the company dorm, where reading was restricted, I'd scrape up all the golf and gardening magazines I could find lying around. Poor substitute for the real thing, but still better than nothing. And none of this has changed. When I have empty time, I fill it by reading books. Right now, I'm perfectly free to read whatever I want. That's a genuinely wonderful thing. Hey, Yuji, what are you reading? Oh, just some book Sakagi finished. She was going to throw it away, so I took it off her hands. What's it called? Is it interesting? The title and author aren't particularly important. Sakagi said it was garbage. It's a translated foreign novel, and according to the synopsis on the back cover, an aristocratic vampire driven from his country and reduced to living in a public park bathroom saves a homeless girl on a whim. Some sort of love story, I guess. At this point, there haven't been any striking developments in the plot. I suppose there was one slightly amusing scene where the vampire tried to make the street corner mailbox into his new home. Hey, you've got a girl in your room, you know? Let's play. Alright. Well, fine by me. What do you have in mind? Something fun, I guess. Be more specific. Okay, you just let me know when you make up your mind. Hey, jeez, what the heck? How about you brainstorm with me? If you're bored, how about you try reading a book? There's a mountain of ones I'm finished with over there. Books? What, these? I point over Amane's shoulder and she turns around to face a generally mountainous pile of books. Qa'Rajh Watanabe, Wings of the Unknown. A.J. Sinclair, The Beast That Trembled. Moving up the ladder, The 7 Habits of Holding You Back. Housewife's Friends series, master the character Bento. Hibiki Riku Okada Lives. Non-fiction, foreign mysteries, self-help manuals, cookbooks, young adult novels. You're beyond indiscriminate. Is there any kind of book you won't read? There's a wide range, so just pick something that appeals to you. None of these appeal to me at all. You have the freedom to read. Don't waste it. Or what, do you hate books? I don't really hate reading or anything, but don't you have anything else? Hey, stop peeking under my bed. Hiding in dirty magazines down there? No, can't say that I am, but tell me, what were you planning to do if I was? Read them? Maybe just a little. I could look for the dog-eared pages to figure out your taste in women, you know. I got you pinned as a big titty man at the moment. Confirm? Deny? You're ignoring me. That was not an option. Won't even dignify my foolishness with a response, huh? Clearly this woman's breast developed at the expense of her brain, is it? What do you want from me? If you're that bored, why don't you go watch television with Machina? We have time for ourselves for once. You know, let's play. This is lame. Sorry, I happen to be a lame human being. I mean, it's not like I find the idea of playing around with Amane particularly unpleasant myself. It's just that I don't know any games that a woman would likely enjoy. Amane is not quite as easy to handle as Machina in this regard, since I can't just hand over some half-assed toy and expect her to amuse herself. But I guess the problem is really more on my end, since I'm drawing a complete blank on activities that an adult female would find pleasurable. Through trial and error, I've picked up the knack of appealing to women when I need something, but that doesn't mean I know what appeals to them in general. That requires more understanding of female psychology than I possess. Well then, I'm at something of a loss. Let's see. What did the other woman in my life do with their free time? My master wasn't particularly different from me. She loved to read. Especially on rainy days when she didn't have anything particular to do, she was content to pass time with a book, a pack of cigarettes, and a pot of coffee. In fact, I think it's fair to say that my master is largely to blame for turning me into such a wildly indiscriminate reader as to earn Amane's scorn. Excluding her, I guess that irritating shaggy-head Julia, aka JB, would be the woman I've spent the most time with, but she isn't a particularly useful point of reference. After all, when she got bored, that bizarre woman's favorite pastime was cutting my hair. Isn't it getting in your eyes by now? Want me to give you a little trim? As soon as those words were out of her mouth, typically before I even had the chance to respond, she'd hustle me off into the bathroom, wet my head and snap her scissors together enthusiastically with a maniacal grin of an axe murderer. Within seconds she'd be shearing off great chunks of my hair. I guess it saved me money on haircuts, yes, but the woman would get so vigorous with her scissors that she frequently ended up cutting my ear along with the rest of it. Even my saint-like patience gave way on a few occasions, but contrition is a foreign concept to that woman. In another month, she'd be brandishing her shears again. Anyway, I'm pretty sure cutting my hair isn't Amane's idea of a good time, so I still got nothing. That said, if I keep up this silence much longer, she's probably going to get sulky, which I'd really like to avoid. I guess I should at least own up to this regrettable state of affairs. That should demonstrate that my intentions are good, if nothing else. Alright, I got it. If there's no easy answer, we can just discuss the matter at length. I close the book in my hand with a decisive thunk. Apparently perceiving a mild tinge of irritation in my action, Amane jerks up straight, her body trembling slightly. She looks up at me with puppy dog eyes. Are you angry? I'm sorry. No, I'm not really angry or anything. You certainly think Amane is a tough, thick-skinned woman, judging from her habitually confident attitude. But that's nothing more than an act, assumed for the sake of those around her who need a big sister in their lives. I forget exactly when, but the girl once evaluated herself as a natural-born masochist. If anything, her true nature seems to lie more on the timid, faint-hearted side of things. I'm going to call it quits on reading. What do you feel like doing, Amane? Anything's fine. Okay, want to do it? I guess I don't mind, but don't you have any other ideas? Nope. Guess there's nothing for it then. Amane brings out her standard gag, taking it seriously tends to lead to headaches. But at this point I'm pretty sure she just wants me to pay attention to her. So I guess it won't kill me to play along with the joke every once in a while if that's what you want. So, what's the plan? Shall we get in bath together beforehand? You can go first. Don't want me staring at you washing yourself, do you? Nice job as always, Eugene. You really are used to dealing with women. As she speaks, Amane begins to undress in front of my eyes without a hint of hesitation. She walks around half naked in the first place, so it doesn't take more than 10 seconds for her to strip down to the bare essentials. As I watch her work, I begin to get slightly exasperated. Come on, how far is she planning to string this out? But in the next moment she is starting to take off her underwear as well. Hey, hold it. At this point I'm no longer able to keep up the straight man role. Ooh. Alright, sorry. Did you want to take my clothes off yourself? No, that's not the problem here. Just how long are you going to keep with this crappy attempt at a gag? A gag? Hey, Amane, I'm sure I'm misunderstanding here, but I want to ask you something, just to be on the safe side. Shoot. Are you seriously planning to do this? Now you ask this? I'm already taking off half my clothes, if you haven't noticed. You're not going to say it was all a joke this late in the game, right? Don't you think you're rushing things here? Let me ask you a question. Do you guys ever get really horny out of nowhere? Yes, that's not uncommon. Happens to girls too. Satisfied now? No, not in the least. Huh? Spare me the incredulous groan. What the hell is with this completely casual attitude? You'd think she was proposing a game of frisbee or something. You often hear that our culture is shifting toward Western norms, not only in matters of cuisine, but also in terms of sexual frankness. But is this really just the way the modern girls are? I'm finding that hard to believe. You're sure jumping right into the thick of things for a girl who hadn't even been kissed as of a few days ago. Well, that's true, but you know, I'm your girlfriend now. Gotta act like it, or you'll have to go messing around to satisfy your needs, right? I see. Okay, what am I supposed to do about this? Her sense of humor may be more than a little disturbing, but I'm beginning to think Amane is pretty serious this time. Maybe this should be the part where I gently drop my jacket around her trembling shoulders and say, "Don't push yourself," like a cool, self-controlled movie protagonist or something. But when Amane has gone this far, it doesn't feel right to just reject her. And if I pull that self-satisfied act on her after she's stripped right in front of me, I might well end up smashing her confidence as a woman to smithereens. Which might very well in turn lead to a nasty grudge and her spreading rumors about my homosexuality and or impotence to our classmates. An exceptionally undesirable outcome any way you look at it. Well, for the time being, according to my master, you spend way too much time worrying, kid. Sometimes you need to pull the fucking trigger first and think later. Worthy advice, and I remember another warning of hers that seemed relevant to my current circumstances. Look, kid, for future references, when a woman's naked in front of you like this, the first thing you should do is compliment her. I see. I refocus my attention to the girl before me. Specifically, I stare intensely at Amane's chest. Nice tits you've got there. Nice tits indeed. I know, right? Wanna touch? What? For free? It's a special limited time offer. Money, time, patience. Normally the men of the world sacrifice all sorts of things in order to obtain their women. And yet, a girl has just stripped off her own clothes and approached me on her own initiative. I really didn't have to lift a finger at any point in the process that brought us here. Maybe the more morally correct thing would be to sniff daintily until her goodness miss, shouldn't we get to know each other a little bit at first? But the world isn't that pretty a place. Normally, something that seems too good to be true puts me on guard, especially true when I'm working. When I subtract the bad from the good and find the former outweighs the latter, I instantly abandon the job. But if the good seems overwhelming, there's no apparent risk, I'll pull back just as quickly. That's how I've stayed alive. Such uniformly positive conditions are often the result of someone consciously constructing a pleasant facade in order to mask a trap. For example, Amane, let's say you go outside one morning and find a brand new luxury sports car sitting in front of the door, keys in the ignition, and a scrabbled paper on the door that says, "Have fun." What would you do? Well, I guess I'd get in. I'd probably get settled in the driver's seat, give the steering wheel a feel, and see if the engine starts. Even though you have no idea who this car belongs to or where it came from. Hey, lucky break, right? I guess I'd think matters over a while before waiting for it to warm up. If nobody showed up after a few minutes, I'd probably just give it a spin. Not that I'd go for a joyride right off the bat. I'd carefully nurse it along with a soft touch in the clutch and the ignition, nice and gently. I see. What's this got to do with anything in the first place? You planning to buy me a car? No, that's not it. It was a metaphor for what you're doing right now. Trying to explain my initial reluctance. Aw, lame. That's a downer. And, why a car analogy? Figured it'd be easier for you to understand, I guess. What, you want a car? Well, if you give me one, I sure won't say no. What kind do you want specifically? A 2000cc domestic with turbo and 4-wheel drive. Hey, wait a second. You seriously thinking about buying me one? How much would it cost? Hold on, back up a second now. You can't do that. It was a joke. I don't need a car. Look, I was just asking. I didn't say I was going to run out and buy you one. Then why did you ask? Figured it wouldn't hurt to know what the woman I fell in love with wants out of life. The woman you fell in love with? What, me? I already told you that I love you. Who else would I be talking about? Yeah, that's right, I guess. I'm your girlfriend, aren't I? Did you just notice? I mean, you're the one who proposed this relationship in the first place, you know. Well, yes, that is certainly true, but when you come out and drive it home that plainly, my heart kind of skips a beat. Not a problem. That's exactly what I was going for. On an unrelated note, just how long do you intend to keep washing my head? As soon as I agreed to enter the bath with her, Amane immediately declared she'd be washing my hair for me. Why do women have this compulsive need to scrub a guy's head whenever they bathe with one? My sister, my master, and even JB all did the same thing. It's mystifying. Is scrubbing my hair really that much fun? Washing a boy's hair in the bath has always been something of a dream of mine, you know? I'm an only kid and all, so I used to get kind of jealous when my friends would talk about taking a bath with their little brothers. You're washing Makina's head every day, aren't you? But she's a girl, you know. Big sis roleplaying just isn't the same without a little bro. That's why you dragged me into this ridiculous game. Try to put yourself in my shoes here. Huh? You say something? Nothing at all. Go ahead, keep playing with me like a toy while you still can. Okay, here comes the shampoo. Close your eyes nice and tight. You got it in my mouth. Aha, sorry about that. Come on, lean your head forward, okay? That hurts, dammit. Don't push my head around. Let's see, are we nice and clean yet? Don't stick your nose in my hair either. Are you a dog? This should be safe for YouTube, just in case. Might want to add the top of Chibi Yuji's head just for safety. Alright then, I'll wash your body for you next. Lie down over there, okay? What? This isn't over yet? Oh, we're just getting started. Come on, get moving already. Hey, calm down, woman. I guess your first experience does tend to inspire this sort of hasty excitement. I remember as much myself. Sheer nerves makes it impossible to settle down when things get quiet, but you don't know what to talk about either. So in order to avoid embarrassing yourself by babbling nervously, you end up pushing right into things in an almost forceful manner. It was pretty similar for me, to be honest, so I can understand the feeling. I guess it's alright to just let Amane do as she pleases. That said, doing it in the bath might have been a little much. We've gotten off to a pretty extreme start. What if this becomes a habit or something? I'm a little worried about Amane's future. You say something? Sorry, I'm a little out of it. My head's kind of spinning. Not surprising. We've been in here for more than an hour by now, and we weren't just sitting around enjoying the hot water either. Amane, you around? Whoop. Oh crap, it's Makina. Guess you finished watching television. In here, Makina. What? Don't call her. What kind of excuse can we possibly make if she sees us like this? Do we need to make an excuse? Well, come on, we can't let her see this, right? Hardly think there's any need to keep it a secret. Anyway, I'll come up with an explanation, so you wait in here for a while before leaving, got it? Well, alright. There's no need to hide it, but I guess it's not exactly something to show off either. Thus, in a sad comment on the casual irresponsibility of modern youth culture, Amane and I made love for no real reason within a day of beginning our relationship. Of course, I don't regret it in the least, and I don't plan to make Amane regret it either. Personally, I approach this transition to physical intimacy as a fairly serious decision. Amane, on the other hand, appears downright nonchalant about it. This was going to happen sooner or later, after all. It seems to be the extent of her strangely composed thoughts on this matter. Okay, listen up. I'm available whenever and wherever you get in the mood, so don't go buying sex or picking up girls in bars anymore. Got it? I already gave you my word on that. This is the final affirmation. Raise your right hand and swear a solemn oath. I, Kazumi Yuji, solemnly swear never to sleep with any woman other than Sue Amane from this day forth. Acceptable. Considering how casual she was about the sex itself, the shackles she's attaching after the fact are pretty tight. I've already got a collar around my neck, and now I've picked up a ball and chain too. But I guess that's probably just what it means to have a girlfriend. A girlfriend, eh? A girlfriend. I repeat the word a few times inside my head, but the idea still doesn't seem quite real to me. No matter how hard I try to evaluate the ways in which this relationship will alter my way of life, I'm drawing a blank. The concept of going out with someone is just too foreign to me. That ignorance, in turn, gives rise to a wave of anxiety. I'm stumbling into the unknown here. There's a possibility I made a pretty crazy decision. Still, I suppose there's hardly any use worrying about it now. By this point, Amane's presence in my life was already slowly and steadily throwing me off balance I'd grown accustomed to. But at the time, I lacked the perspective to understand that. Adding a girlfriend to my life may be a momentous change for me, but it shouldn't really have much of an impact on anyone else. Or so I figured. Apparently, incorrectly. The first signs of abnormal developments in this regard emerged during lunch period the next day. As I unfold my boxed lunch on the desk, Matsushima Michiru let out a sudden yelp. Geh! What the heck is that, Yuji? What are you eating? It's a boxed lunch, as should be obvious. Yes, thanks, I know that. I was asking about the contents of that lunch. Well, the main dish would be charred omelette. Wow, that thing looks awful. Why are you eating that? Did Makina make you lunch today or something? No, Amane did. Huh? Wait, what? Amane screwed up her cooking? I've never seen that happen before, not even once. What's wrong with you, Amane? What can I say? I was a little spaced out this morning. Amane's been kind of weird since last night, you know. When I talk to her, she just kind of go, pretty obviously tuning me out entirely. What's the matter, Amane? Did something happen? Not really, nothing big. I was really just a little spaced out. Spaced out enough to burn that omelette totally black? Speaking of which, I'm amazed that you're actually eating that thing, Yuji. Isn't it nasty? Don't waste food that a woman made you. That's a rule of mine. The heck is that? I told him not to eat it as soon as I realized how badly I screwed up, you know. But he got all mad about me not valuing the food and snatched it away. Only Jen's weirdly stubborn about that stuff for sure. I did tell the girl to try serving me something disgusting, but I wasn't expecting her to put my half-serious proposal into practice the very next day. Amane clearly didn't intend to feed me something this unpleasant, but since I told her I'd be brutally honest on the front, I feel obligated to eat it and inform her if it tastes like crap. But when you get down to it, I'm still the guy who was ridiculed as the garbage eater. A burnt omelette hardly even qualifies as unpleasant compared to some of the stuff I've choked down. Hey Yuji, I get the message, and I'm really sorry, so you can just stop eating that, okay? I'll eat the leftovers. No, it's not inevitably bad. I'll finish it. Are you picking on me here or what? Well, I do hope you've learned a lesson from this. Food should always be treated with respect. Approach cooking with earnest focus at all times. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. What the heck? She's making you homemade lunch, isn't she? That's some attitude. You're the last person I want to hear that from, but I guess Amane's lapse of concentration is partly my fault. That's another reason I'm taking responsibility for her mistake in this way. Huh? What are you talking about? What? No, you see, I made love to Amane last night. Don't just blurt it out! Huh? Wait, what? You mean like, what's that supposed to mean? Did I not tell you about this yet, Michiru? Amane's my girlfriend now. We just consummated the relationship, so to speak. What? Is it really that surprising? And, Sakagi? Why are you two shrieking as well? I don't remember either of you being part of this conversation. Were you eavesdropping? Well, I apologize, but you see, I'm sorry. I was aware that you two were dating, but Susan, you made love? Moving rather quickly, don't you think? I know, don't rub it in. Hey! Why the heck didn't you mention something like this important earlier? Well, when we started going out, I did say we should let everyone know, but Yuji said it'd be a pain in the ass, told me to keep quiet until someone asked. I had sensed that the bond between Kasami-san and Amane-san was growing deeper of late, but this is still quite the shock to think it developed into a physical relationship so quickly. It seems I was underestimating you, Amane-san. Well, when you got a girl prancing around in front of you with a big old titty jiggling like jello and any red-blooded guy gonna jump on her, can't blame Oni-chan. Hold on, Makina. You're pretty calm. Did you know about this? Well, I knew the two of them were going out, but I didn't know about anything about what happened last night. Is this really okay with you? Oh? What you talking about? I mean, you've been practically glued to Yuji lately. Are you just gonna take this sitting down? Well, you know, I'm not really looking for a boyfriend here. More like a father or big brother. Something along those lines. And nothing's really changing on that front. Only-chan said he'd be my big bro forever, so there's no problem as far as I'm concerned. Oh. Forget about me. Why are you so worked up about this, Qa'Rajh? Are you opposed to Amane and Oni-chan's relationship? That's not what I'm saying, but this is also sudden. Right, Yumiko? Kindly refrain from dragging me into this. I don't particularly have any objection to their relationship. Well, as long as they keep it in moderation in public, I suppose. It was inevitable. I foresaw that this day would come to pass a full 20 years ago. Tell me, Sachi, how old are you supposed to be? So when you get down to it, what's the final verdict gonna be? Maybe it's time for your... you know what? What the heck is you know what? I believe she's referring to, well, you know what. What should we do, Sakage-san? Sounds reasonable. Let's bring in the principal as well. You know what? Well, fair enough. What are you people talking about? I have no idea what this you know what is. Mind explaining? You're a guy, so you don't need to get it. Come on, you're done eating lunch, right? Let's go prep for afternoon class or something. We've got electives this afternoon. I don't have a class next period. In that case, I'm gonna go shopping for dinner ingredients. Want to tag along? You will? Yes? I don't mind, I guess. Nice! Great! Let's go, okay? Get a move on! Look, I said I'm coming. Don't yank my arm. Okay, then I'm gonna go shopping with Yuji. I'll leave you guys to it, okay? Aye! Later, you two! I think I have an idea about what's going on. Something's going on here. I'm pretty damn thick-headed when it comes to the ways of women, but even I can gather that much. In the traditional male world, there's an unfortunate tendency to make important decisions in smoke-filled back rooms rather than at the conference table. Women no doubt have their own private spaces and procedures for secret talk. This is nothing but a guess on my part, but it seems entirely likely that our classmates are currently holding some sort of trial-like ceremony to debate my relationship with Amane. I'm willing to bet that Amane is fully aware of the specific nature of this ritual and that she's going to be the main topic of discussion today. If you remember in Makine's route, one of the first things to happen was such a ritual. Since she's nonetheless discreetly exited the scene instead of remaining behind to plead her case, it's likely that she's somewhat confident about a positive result. On the other hand, hey, Amane, tell me something. What do you plan to do if they decide to oppose our relationship? Good question. What should we do? You haven't even thought about the possibility? Not like I can do anything about it either way. What will be, will be. How about you, then? Have you thought this through? Oh, I know. If everyone objects, how about running away with me? Eloping, huh? Sounds like a pain in the ass. Talk about a cold. And here I am prepared to run to the ends of the earth as long as you're with me. All well and good if it's a problem that can be solved by time and distance, but retreat blindly and you may end up backing yourself into a corner. In most cases, I'd rather stand and fight. Stand and fight? Well, not exactly. I'd probably pretend to flee in order to lure our enemies out into open pursuit, then crush them one by one. Since I'd be bearing the added responsibility of protecting someone, in this case that'd be you, that strategy is probably more sound. What's wrong? If that day comes, I'll fight too. I don't want to be the only one who sits around being protected. Why are you getting all serious? We're just talking about our classmates' opinions of our relationship here. If anyone objects, all we need to do is talk it over and persuade them one by one. Yeah, you're right. What am I even talking about? Anyway, Yuji, I'm a little impressed you even knew they were going to talk about us after we left. It was pretty clear from the way they were acting. You dragging me out there forcibly for no reason was also something of a hint. I won't deny I kind of dragged you into this, but I really was planning to ask you to tag along on my shopping trip today. Well, if you need help carrying groceries, I'm always available. Actually, I had something else in mind today. We are mainly out here to get ingredients for dinner, but I was thinking about buying some underwear while we're at it. Oh, for some reason I'm getting a bad feeling about this. Hey Yuji, what kind of underwear do you like? Let's pick out some together. I guess I don't particularly mind, but I think you buying that stuff secretly would make it more enjoyable than when the time it comes to show it off. Whoa! Good point. Now that you mention it, maybe that would be the better way to do this. I'll wait for you outside the shop. Just pick out something that you think I'd like. Right, but like I said, what are your preferences? My preferences? Hard question. I mean, when you get down to it, it's a piece of cloth I tend to rip right off. Okay then, how about just giving me the general idea? Cute or sexy? Which sounds better? Let's see. Given your personality and figure, sexy underwear would probably be more appropriate. Then again, a simple cute set could make a great contrast for the exact same reason. Do you think? Now I'm really stuck. Incidentally, which type does JB wear? JB, let's see. I guess she prefers cute underwear in general, but she's not the most attentive to that stuff. On off days, the top doesn't even match the bottom. That effect. Very interesting. Ouch, what the hell, don't pinch me. Why do you know about her underwear exactly? And down to pretty precise details too. Mind explaining yourself? Come on, we did live together for a good year, you know. First I've heard about that actually. Why haven't you mentioned this before? What? I told you before that I leeched off of JB for a while before coming here. As I recall, you also said flat out that she wasn't your girlfriend, so why exactly do you know so much about her underwear? A perfectly reasonable question. Let's clear up your doubts once and for all. Huh? What are you gonna do? Call JB. Why, hey! I take out my private use cell phone from my pocket and enter JB's number, then press the call button without a moment's hesitation. Whatever I say will probably sound like a lie. Might as well get the truth of the matter from the horse's mouth. Well, I guess you're right, but this is really coming out of nowhere. Seriously? It's me. What do you want? What's wrong? You seem a bit cranky. Of course I do. You never call except when you feel like giving me some new headache. Hurry up and tell me what you need. Yeah, here's the thing. I recently decided to go out with Amane. We're going to have to break up, JB. Excuse me? Break what up exactly? Since when was I in a relationship with you? What are you even talking about? Hear that, Amane? Yeah. What? Is Amane-chan there? Yep. She didn't take too well to learning I've washed your panties. Would have been a hassle to deal with unfounded jealousy, so I decided to get in touch. Hey, when did I ever have you wash my underwear? Please. Too many times to count. Well, when I was really swamped at work, maybe. Every once in a great while. That might have happened once or twice, I guess. Do you seriously not remember? You completely gave up on doing your own laundry within 2 weeks of me moving in. Shut up, you! Is that what you called me to discuss? No. Sorry to report after the fact, but I really am going out with Amane now. Since you're technically my guardian, I thought I should let you know. What? Going out? Are you telling me you're in a serious relationship with Amane-chan? Yes, that I am. But you're, Look, do you fully understand your position here? I do. That's why I went out of my way to formally report this to you. Give Amane-chan the phone. Very well. Huh? Me? Seems JP has something to discuss with you. Okay, hello? This is Amane. Ah, Amane-chan. Goodness, it seems you made a rather rash decision. You confessed to Yuji, I assume? Huh? Yeah, but how did you know as the one who... Because a person in Yuji's situation can't very well go looking to start a relationship. What do you mean? That's rather complicated, I'm afraid. But, well, to put it simply, you could say he's currently in something of a probationary period in which he's expected to contribute to the public good. Anyway, he's in a position where even dating a girl requires some formalities, do you understand? No, not at all. That's fine. If you want a long-term relationship with Yuji, it'd be best not to pry too much about these things anyway, okay? Yeah. But seriously, it came to this after all. After all? I had a feeling things might turn out this way from the first time I met you got big breasts and so on. Seems like 9 902. Yuji has an incredible fondness for busty women. Is that really true? I don't know if I really got that impression. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's referred to my chest flap and breast blubber, you know? Yes, because the boy is a Sundara. His first response to anything and everything is to turn up his nose and feign indifference. Simple as that. Yeah. Alright, this isn't what you wanted to hear about, was it? Sorry, my bad. My relationship with Yuji. It's not easy to explain, but you have my word that it's nothing like what you're worried about. Please rest assured. Could you be more... We are not connected romantically, and we're not in a quid pro quo sexual relationship. I'm his guardian and nothing more. And since we're no longer even living together at this point, I'm really just his guarantor and supervisor in the workplace. That's the extent of our relationship. Okay. Are you convinced now? Well, more or less. He spends all his time reading books, so he may look knowledgeable, but he's surprisingly lacking in common sense. He may come off as adaptable, but he's often stupidly stubborn. And he may seem quite experienced with girls, but he doesn't have a clue about the things that matter most to a woman. Overall, I think it'd be quite a difficult relationship, but please do treat him well. Absolutely. Yeah? I'm sorry, I was trying to say yeah, and kind of bit my tongue. You're too cute, Amane-chan. Could you pass the phone back to Yuji? Sure, Yuji.
Done already?
Yeah, thanks.
It's me.
I think you're aware, but you're not to discuss work with her.
Right, don't worry.
Also.
What? You can give it to me straight, whatever it is.
No, forget it. Take good care of Amane-chan.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Alright, that's everything from my end.
I don't have anything else to report either. I'm ending the call. Alright, do you understand now that my relationship with JP isn't anything you need to be worried about?
Well, I can't say I feel completely convinced, but I guess so. More or less.
If that wasn't enough, I guess the only remaining step would be for us to have passionate sex before JP's eyes.
No, that's definitely a little much.
When you can't get the message across with words, demonstrate it through action. That's a rule of mine.
Is this guy seriously cool or just an utter idiot? I'm leaning toward idiot.
You say something?
No, it's nothing. Anyway, I don't really get the details, but there's officially no problem with me being your girlfriend, right?
No problem whatsoever.
Then it's fine. That's good enough for me. I'll buy my underwear by myself another time, so how about you tag along on my grocery trip?
Very well.
She looks cool and composed, but she's got quite the jealous streak. She seems to be tolerant and forgiving, but she nags about the smallest things. In those respects, I can't help but think Sakatsu Amane actually somewhat resembles JP. But even I'm not stupid enough to compare the girl to another woman just as she's finally gotten into a good mood. I silently follow Amane's plump ass and accompany her on the grocery trip. Having finished our shopping and returned to the dorm, Amane and I find our classmates lying in heaps on the lobby furniture, limp as corpses. Huh? Whoa! What's wrong, everyone? You all look kind of exhausted. Well, there was quite a vigorous exchange of opinions. Our debate was rather more heated than anticipated. Really? So, did you read a verdict? We reached something like a conclusion, yes. I see. Yuji, thanks for helping me with the shopping. Would you mind putting the stuff away in the fridge for me?
Got it. This discussion isn't for me, Elias, right?
Sorry, that's kind of the rule.
I don't mind. If it's a rule, I'll follow it.
I'll come by your room later, okay?
Fine.
I take all the shopping bags in my hands and swing open the door to my room and leave Amane alone with the others. And what was the result? We ended up with 2 in favor, 1 opposed, and 2 abstentions. That's kind of vague. What's with the 2 abstentions? Principal Tachibana and I decided not to express an opinion on the matter. Well, perhaps an abstention sounds rather negative, but I have no objection to your relationship. I'm just not going to actively approve of it. Essentially, the only opinion that matters here is that of the 2 individuals concerned. Given your mutual consent, there is no problem. I'm simply trying to indicate that I won't be held responsible for the consequences. I believe the principal's thoughts are roughly the same. She has no objection to a relationship, but as an educator, actively endorsing it would be problematic. She is responsible for maintaining the decorum and discipline after all.
Well, me and Sergeant voted in favor, but we got conditions attached.
Conditions?
I'll let you take the position of girlfriend, Amane. There's no way I'm giving up my title as little sister too. Irishumagana demands the following concession of the Allied forces: free and unrestricted access to the territory known as Orishan's lap.
His lap?
You gotta let me sit on his legs and flirt around a little at least. I'm not gonna back down on this one. If you won't accept this demand, I, Irishumagana, will resolutely oppose your relationship. If we have to battle to the last man on the mainland, so be it. I'll fight you on the beaches. I'll fight you on the fields.
The last man? Magna, it seems like you're picking up nothing but the weirder parts of Yuji's personality lately.
Let's hear your response.
Well, I guess I'm okay with that. A little lap time is hardly a big deal.
Excellent. Okay then, your signature on this Treaty of Mutual Cooperation and Security regarding the territory of Onichan's lap, if you please.
You actually took the time to print this ridiculous thing?
What are you calling ridiculous? These things have got to be properly documented or it'll inevitably come to conflict later.
Forget that. What's with this supplementary clause for? You can't get mad if we take a bath together, in fine print.
Please?
Well, let's see. Can you promise not to sneak in the bath without telling me?
Yeah, I promise.
Okay then, we'll just add a requirement for an application submitted in advance.
Sweet! Okay, good. I'm good.
So it's my turn now, I assume? What? Do you have some demand too, Sachin? Yes, that's it. It's an exceptionally minor request. First, please review this. What now, another security treaty? No, if anything, we are allocating sovereignty over a disputed region. Sovereignty? Yes, I'd like to secure your formal permission for Kasami-san to continue his regular contact with me, despite his new obligation toward you. Contact? What are you talking about specifically? As I believe you may be aware, Kasami-san has as of late made a daily habit of patting me on the head with a few words of thanks for my effort. To rephrase the matter, his hand has committed routine acts of aggression upon my cranium. It's rather embarrassing to admit, but recently I've grown rather accustomed to these invasions of Kasami-san's. Indeed, I would go as far to say as they've become provisions that enable me to devote myself to my labors. If that psychological infrastructure were to be suddenly taken away from me, I don't know what I would rely on as moral support for my struggle from now on. Therefore, as compensation for Kasami-san's frequent and unprovoked raids, I request that his hand assume ongoing governance of the affected region. You kinda spit out a lot of big words at me just now, but basically you're just asking me to not get mad if Yuji pat you on the head? Precisely. I wouldn't get mad over something like that in the first place. I don't think it'll be a problem at all. I'm quite relieved to hear that. Well then, just for safety's sake, if you'd kindly mark this document with your blood. A blood contract? Scary. Look, I'll bring my stamp later, so give me a break here. Very well, with that settled, I am fully prepared to promise my total support of your relationship. Please be happy together. Thanks. Which would mean the one opposing the vote would be you, I guess. Could you tell me why you voted that way?
It's that guy. I don't get him at all.
What don't you get?
Come on, he said he was in America, but we have no idea what he was doing there. Plus, he's got something going on with that weird blonde woman, right? There's something fishy about that.
True enough, but I mean, it's not like I've come out and told you guys everything about myself either. Yuji wouldn't be in a school like this if he was a normal guy, you know?
I do understand that.
Are you saying people with issues shouldn't fall in love?
I didn't say that! That's not what I mean. I just think maybe you should slow down, that's all. Be a little more careful about something as important as this. You don't know anything about him yet, you know?
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm okay with that. I actually had a little talk with Yuji while we were shopping today, and I thought some of the stuff over. In the end, I think I can accept things the way they are. Maybe it's shallow emotional thinking, maybe I'm just choosing the path that makes me feel a little better about myself. But even so, I've decided. I want to live for Yuji's sake.
Why would you go that far?
I probably can't explain it that well, but we all followed pretty difficult paths to this place, and I don't think Yuji's any exception. I'm sure he's been through a lot of sadness and pain, you know. I just want to do what I can for him, that's all.
That's not love, you know, it's pity.
You might be right. Still, somehow it feels like this is what I need to do. Like I can save myself by saving him. So, I'm sorry, I guess. It's just me being selfish when you get right down to it. Michiru?
That effect. Fine, I don't even care anymore. Have fun slaving away as his servant girl for the rest of his life, why don't you? But just for your information, if he turns out to be an IRA terrorist or Mossad agent or a Nakano school spy, I'm not gonna shed a single tear for you when you end up going through hell.
Michiru, boy, were you seriously worried about that of all things?
Even you're laughing at me now. Fine, whatever, I'm just an idiot. Make fun of me all you want. You're the one who is going to be crying in the end, jerk.
Hey, wait, Michiru?
Not listening, la 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 la, you just do what the heck you want, jerk, big fat stupid jerk. Hold on, Qa'Rajh, where do you think you're going? What do you care? Don't follow me. Come on, don't be mad, I'll let you sit on Onchan's lap, okay? That's... Shut up, I don't need your pity. I kinda hesitated for a second there, though. No, I didn't, leave me alone! Are you crying, punk? Shut up! Don't call me punk!
Jeez, did I make her angry? She may insist otherwise, but I believe Michiru-sama is genuinely worried about you, Amane-san. Yeah, that did get across somehow. Please leave her to me. With a little coaxing, I'm quite sure she'll be in a better mood by tomorrow. Sorry to make trouble for you. Not at all. I'm doing this on my own initiative. Well then, please excuse me for now. Michiru-sama, please wait for me. But seriously, a terrorist? Or was it a spy? Sheesh. Matsushima-san may be an idiot, but she does have some surprising flashes of insight once in a while. Can't underestimate the girl. Huh? Sakage-san? Do you know something about Yuji's job? I have a rough idea, I suppose. I know enough from my investigations to speculate, at least. What about you, Susan? Have you heard something on that topic from Kasami-kun? Nope, not a thing. I did talk with JP-san over the phone just now, but she told me not to pry about that stuff. I see. Yes, that would probably be for the best. No reason to ask questions when you don't want to know the answer. I guess so. I'll do that. Aren't you interested? Well, yes, of course I am, but I get the idea it's not something I should ask him about just because I'm curious. True enough. Then I won't ask. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, right? But still, Kasami Yuji certainly is a mysterious person in many ways. Not a problem. These mysteries are part of what makes Yuji who he is. I'll accept them with the rest. You are a rather puzzling individual yourself. I can't decide whether you're strong-willed or an utter coward. You sure don't hold back, do you? Did you look into my past as well? Who knows? Another mystery for the pile? You're a pretty nasty person, you know that? I get that a lot. Well then, I'll be returning to my room now. You don't need to rub it in my face, I'm well aware. It'll be alright. This time, I'll be strong. And that's where we'll end this episode. So, where Makina and Yuji's relationship were slow rolling and only in the moment of danger and when nothing else was available to them, Amane jumped straight into intercourse, even in bath of all things. Well, we shall see what happens in the next episode. So until then, take care.